All right, Yvonne, once the judges are settled, you call for your music and your time, and we'll talk to you at the end.
All right. Time. Hello, judges. My name is Ivan Solis from Recuerdos Coffee Company in Atlanta, Georgia, and I will be your bartender and barista today. As I present these cocktails to you all, I would like you to consider your first memory of coffee. Today, I'll be crafting beverages that embody some of my fondest memories, or as we say in Spanish, recuerdos. Do you remember the first time ever having coffee? When you drink coffee, is there a specific memory that it takes you to? In these beverages, we will explore different aromas and flavors that highlight Mexico's terroir and history, as well as my own experience growing up in a Mexican household. Growing up, I remember the stories my parents would share about immigrating here from Mexico, a country of beauty and splendor, rooted from its ancestral history, such as the ingenious farming techniques that the indigenous people paved the way to different species of agriculture, such as avocados, beans, as well as corn. And so I chose a coffee that highlights such. I am using a Gemma Processed Natural, a bourbon typica hybrid from the Coatepec region of Veracruz, Mexico, from microproducer San Juan Bronson of La Jolla. Roasted by my friends at Junto Coffee in Taylor, South Carolina. The coffee, Lot 3, is a 30-hour anaerobic processed coffee held in a controlled, cool environment between temperatures of 26 degrees Celsius and negative 22 degrees Celsius in grain pro bags, which are then dried on African drying beds at an altitude between 1,200 and 1,400 meters. This coffee gives distinct notes of pineapple, honey, and peach candy sweetness. I pulled this coffee at 18.6 grams in, at 51 grams out, at 25 seconds. I then transferred it into my hyperchiller, which will reach it to a manageable temperature without risking for dilution. Now, excuse me, as I get started on the coffee on my hot cocktail, but we'll get back to that later. Now let's get this party started, shall we? I'm gonna start by smoking these ceramic glasses with shavings of Palo Santo, or holy wood, which is most commonly used in Mexican households as an anti-inflammatory, a stress reliever, and even to cleanse spaces of negative energy. I feel like these days we can all use a little stress reliever, right? Now for my cocktail, I will start by adding 2 ounces of a fat wash mezcal from La Luna, made from the Cuarpereta agave plant. This spirit, already cooked and twice distilled, gives forth citrus notes. But when fat washed with the al pastor pork fat, we are adding forth notes of ancho chiles and orange peel, as well as excellent body to our beverage. Next, Chila agave liqueur. One of the few distilleries in all of Mexico that's owned and operated by a Mexican female distiller, brings forth notes of hibiscus, cinnamon, as well as charred pineapple. And finally, 2 ounces of Nixta liqueur, made from one of the 56 varieties of corn in Mexico. It has a nice velvety body, as well as sweet warming spices in the palate. Now, finally, adding my espresso to the mix, and some ice to shake. I want my coffee to be at a temperature of 7 degrees Celsius, as well as to help it reach its dilution. And judges, before you indulge, I'm going to be squeezing orange into your ceramic glasses, as well as beautiful coral garnish to represent Mexico's bountiful oceans. Judges, enjoy. I invite you to sip from the mole hibiscus salt rim. You will notice the mezcal pairs smoothly with the coffee notes of pineapple, honey, as well as peach candy sweetness. The chila giving forth notes of hibiscus, and then our nixta giving forth a velvety body and notes of roasted caramel and sweet butter. And then our palo santo giving a beautiful efflorescence of dried star anise, and then our orange peel cutting through all that bitterness and bringing out a lot of warmth. This is a great date night cocktail that I have at Speakeasy, light, refreshing, and spirit forward. Now excuse me as I get started on my hot cocktail. For my hot cocktail, I'll be using a brewer that was a staple in my abuela's household. While it may seem simple, the French press allows for a heavier body while maintaining the nuanced flavors found in the coffee itself. Now, I used a coffee ratio of 1 to 10, or 18 grams of coffee to 180 grams of coffee at 195 degrees Celsius. Now, let's add our spirits, shall we? I'm going to be adding 2 ounces of an 18th month aged añejo sugarcane rum, with giving olive oil notes of vanilla, caramel, as well as warming spices in our cocktail. Next, a half ounce of Amargo Vallet, made from the maceration of cherry fruits. This Amaro gives notes of licorice, orange peel, and finally, 1.5 ounces of a bio bean orgeat. When sous vide with sun-dried avocado leaves, it gives a nice flavor of dried star anise and cinnamon into our cocktail. Giving these a gentle stir, I will incorporate all of our ingredients and place them into your drinking vessels. Now, before you drink them and indulge, I will be shaking 3 ounces of heavy cream and 1 ounce of orgeat to place on top of our cocktails, making this cocktail decadent. I'll be shaking it for approximately 8 seconds to get that texture that we would like. Now, judges, what you see before you is a cocktail made up of ingredients that I had growing up at home. Made of dried, sweet, earthy flavors of caramel and dark chocolate, you'll notice that these ingredients will make for a perfect digestive as well as a dessert cocktail in a restaurant. Now, judges, I pose a question to you. What do your memories mean to you? To me, they have made me into who I am and who I am to become. It is my identity. These cocktails are built like how my immigrant family built me, blending different ingredients together to make beautiful, harmonious cocktails to serve to you today. Judges, thank you for your attention. That is my time.
Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for our competitor, Yvonne Solis.